G'day throttlers, what better place for me to bring the brand new Volkswagen AMAROK from Sutherland Volkswagen, but down into the Southern Highlands, which is my favourite part of New South Wales. Berrima's just across the bridge here, but our good friends at Smoking are closed today. So we're going to head up the road to a place called Mittagong. There's a very cool little patisserie there. We're going to grab a pie and a coffee, and I'm going to tell you all about the brand new Volkswagen AMAROK. Well, how beautiful was that V12 Jaguar? You don't see many of those anymore. And the gentleman has done the restoration himself. He's owned the car for quite some time. But man, seeing a car on the road like that, still in immaculate condition, really warms my heart as a motoring enthusiast. Anyway, I've got my pie, I've got my coffee. Let's go and find a nice bit of country road, sit out and watch the view while I have my lunch. And we'll talk about the AMAROK while we're there. We do have it here after all. Alright, so while I'm trying to find a spot to sit down and have my pie and my coffee for lunch, we're out here in the beautiful bushland of the Southern Highlands of New South Wales, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the AMAROK. Now, it's no secret at all that the AMAROK shares its platform with the Ford Ranger. The Ford Ranger has been out in Australia for over a year now, and to a huge success. It's got a massive following. There are Rangers everywhere on the road, and for good reason. It's a high quality ute. It's taken the dual cab ute segment to the next level again. There isn't anything really competing against the Ranger until now. Now, there's a bunch of reasons why I prefer the AMAROK over the Ranger, and a lot of them are purely subjective. Of course, I'm already a Volkswagen fan, so you can certainly take that into the mix without even writing in the comments that you're a Volkswagen tragic. Of course, you're going to love the AMAROK. But a couple of things that I really love about the AMAROK over the Ranger. I feel the fit and finish is better on the Volkswagen product. Now, this morning in Mittagong, I had this side by side with my friend's Ford Ranger, and there are so many similarities. Of course, they're a very similar vehicle, sharing a lot of the same things. But when you have a closer look, the paintwork is better on the Volkswagen. The color of the paint is nicer. The fit and finish is nicer. The interior is nicer as well, from the dash to the seating and to the steering wheel. Now, the one I'm in today is the Volkswagen AMAROK Style, and this is the 4-cylinder 2-litre bi-turbo version. I would have loved to have gotten my hands on the V6, because the V6 is the one that I would choose because I need to tow heavy things. But the 2-litre version of this is absolutely amazing. The acceleration is great, the 10-speed gearbox is seamless, and I can't see any reason why most people wouldn't be just completely happy with the 2-litre itself. Now, this is running 154 kilowatts of power and 500 newton meters of torque. Now that 500 newton meters of torque is more than most of its competitors with bigger engines as well, and this is only a 2-litre engine, so more than enough towing capacity. Again, for me, our boat's up near the 3-ton mark, so I think I would choose the V6, even though this engine would be totally capable. Now, I will say there are a lot of Ranger parts in here. You can't deny that. But sitting behind the wheel, looking at the dash, sitting in the seats, looking at the seats, it feels very Volkswagen in here. And if you're a Volkswagen person, you'll know what I mean. You sit in a Volkswagen and it's always very familiar, and this feels very familiar. So much so that the seats are very similar to my Polo GTI seats. We've got the nice digital dash display. Obviously this vertical center console area is the same as shared with the Ranger, but very, very intuitive, very easy to use. The inclusion of a Volkswagen steering wheel in here, of course, sets it off to feel as much Volkswagen as you can, because this is the greatest touch point you have in any car. Your wheels, your controls on your wheels. This is where all the action really happens from, and you spend all of your time touching and looking ahead over this thing. So certainly makes me feel Volkswagen. Yeah, definitely one for, well, let's not say the purist, because I know the previous generation Amarok was probably the most purist version with the Volkswagen V6, but I can guarantee that this certainly is one that will tickle the fancy of most Volkswagen owners. Well, the pie was delicious. The coffee was just as good, but it was super windy here, so I couldn't finish off my video about the Amarok in this location. So what I'll do, I'll head to another spot where I... Well, so what do I think about the new generation Amarok? To be honest, I think it's the best ute on the market right now. This is the style, this is the mid-level Amarok that's come out. And as you saw from the internal cabin, definitely the driving experience, it's so comfortable. I would actually say that it's better than most of the premium utes in the other brands as well. Just my opinion, let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm sure that lots of you will disagree with me and you'll be very vocal about that, but please leave it in your comments. Tell me what your favorite ute is. Now, from my point of view, I need to be able to tow 3 ton. This does 3.5. I am almost 50 and I want comfort. I don't want to be in an agricultural ute anymore. I want to be able to jump in this and drive for 5 hours and get out at the end and still feel fresh. This does that very, very easily indeed. I'm returning this to Sutherland Volkswagen today, and this is how much I like it. I'm seriously considering walking in, telling Sutherland Volkswagen to order me a V6, give them a deposit, and wait for it to arrive. That's how much I love this ute. There's only one catch, and it's kind of a big catch for me. This ute is 2208 wide. The narrowest part of my driveway is 2100 mil. So that means that I will never ever be able to get this ute down my driveway and into my garage. Whether it's picking up landscaping stuff, whether it's doing anything, it'll never go down my driveway. It'll always live on the street in front of the house. That's not an issue for many people, it's a bit of an issue for me. That's really the absolutely only reason I'm not going to put a deposit on this now. However, it doesn't mean I'm not going to in general, because I love this ute so much I would forego all of that. But it's a decision that needs to be made. Should you buy the next generation Amarok? Well, that's up to you. But what you should do is definitely go to your dealer and take one for a test drive. Spend a bit of time in one. It has certainly taken the dual cab ute segment to the very, very next level. Its cousin, the Ranger, which it shares a lot of its underpinnings from, is amazing as well. I feel the Amarok is head and shoulders above the Ranger as well. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. Anyway, I've got to go and get a coffee, take this back to Sutherland, and dream about owning one. See ya.